Hello everyone, I'm taking a break from my workday in this beautiful weather, and I thought we could learn Swedish numbers today. Swedish numbers are very easy to learn because they're extremely logical. So you can see here that I have written numbers from 1 to a billion. We have to start with from 1 to 10, of course. You just have to learn these in order to continue from that to 13 and so on. So let's see how they are pronounced. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now moving on to 11 and 12, you just have to remember these. There is barely any logic there. There's no logic. You just have to remember those two. But then starting from 13 up to 19, it's very easy because everything ends with don. Just like in English, 13, 14 is the same here. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Because of these endings, we have the word teenager, just like in English. A person between the age of 13 to 19 is called tonåring. Tonåring. For a reason, because these numbers end with don. Okay, but there are a few tiny details that you have to remember here. We have double T's in 13, for example, as well as in 17 and 19. So instead of don, you have one more T that you have to remember. Pay also attention to 8, which is a bit strange because you have 8, but then you have 18 in a slightly different way. 18. And the same goes for 4, which is 4, but 14 is 14. Moving on to 20, 30, there's logic here as well, and it's even more logical than the numbers between 13 and 19 because the decimals here end with 10, which is 10. So you have 30, which is basically a combination of 3 and 10, 3 tens. So all numbers from 30 to 90 go the same way. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Pay attention that when people speak fast, they don't really pronounce the whole 90, 80. If they want to emphasize the ending, like in the lottery, they often pronounce it in quite a distinguished way to make sure that it's clear. But in regular speech, you don't really emphasize the endings. You just say it 30, 50, and so on. So that's one thing that you have to, that makes it easy for you to learn numbers from 30 to 90. And now what about 20? 20 is 20. You just have to remember that. And there are slight details here that we noticed in, for example, 13. We have the same thing in 30, double T, right here, right? 30. Then we have the same thing that we had in 17, 17, double T again, 70. The same thing goes for 80, 80, and 90, 90. There's nothing else that you have to pay attention to here, except for maybe one thing. Unlike 14, which was spelled slightly differently, 40 is actually spelled as it's supposed to be, let's say. 40 med 4. Just like 4 itself. 4, sorry, here. 4 itself. Okay. Now, moving on, we have 100, 1,000, a million, and a billion. Remember that 100, which is 100, maybe I should write it here, 100, and this is 1000. These both have ett article. So you say, if you want to say 100, you say 100, 1000, and not en 100, en 1000. No, this is 100, 1000. When it comes to million and billion, here you have article n. Maybe I should write it a little better for you to see. N. So en miljon, en miljard. So here I have written a few numbers. They're chosen randomly. 23, 74, 125, 880, 1,586,933. I recommend that you pause the video now and try to write these numbers on your own. Then get back to the video and let's write them together. So here are the answers. 23, 23. Something curious that the number is written together. So you don't divide here 20 and then 3. You write it together. 23. Irrespective of how long the number might become. Then we had 74, which is 74. We have 125, 125. The whole thing is written together. The reason why I have ett in brackets is that it's a choice. If you want to use it, you can use it when it's 100, 1,000, 1 million, 1 billion. Or if you don't want to, you don't have to use it. It's understood already that you're talking about one. Then we have 880, so 880, 880. And then we go to bigger numbers. 1,586,933, 1,586,933. A huge, very long number, everything written together. Now, if you want to say not 1 million but 9 million, then you say million in plural, that is 9 miljoner. In the next video, we're going to learn how to apply this knowledge to say telephone numbers, to say dates, and so on.